Greetings viewers, Hugh here coming to you from outside London's Marylebone station. And well, today I am here to ride Chiltern Railways' new-ish fleet of Mark 5A Nova 3 sets, or as Chiltern are dubbing them, the Explorer. So without further ado, let's go! And well, there you have it. There is the new Chiltern Railways Explorer train. We'll get back to the train in a minute. It doesn't leave here for another 45 minutes because today is the day that Chiltern said they were going to be launched in a bunch of posters, including one that's right outside, although they launched yesterday. So they've put on a little bit of a show over there. So I'll have a quick look at that, although I don't know if I'll be able to last that long there, because the last time I tried to go to one of these events here at Marylebone was a couple of years ago when it was the station's 125th birthday, and I got thrown out by a guy wearing a top hat. So from walking on the platform, I must say, despite the polarizing reception it has received, I do quite like the livery on this with the light blue. It's very nice. It's better than the red that a lot of Chiltern's trains still have. Well, mainly the 165s, but yeah, I do really like the livery. I think it looks excellent. We'll get onto the interior in a second. Like I said, I've got oodles of time because it doesn't leave here for another half an hour. But let's have a look at the locomotive, as I said earlier. This is unique. The cycle door is labelled green. That's a very nice contrast colour. I do like that. One bizarre observation I have, though, about these trains is that I'm always used to, with any train in a London station, first class being at the back, you know, nearest to the ticket barrier. But with these trains, it isn't. I guess maybe it's because when they ran up in the north, they ran out of Manchester and, you know, back and forth and all that, so it's slightly different. But yeah, that's a very weird observation, and only one car of first class. But like I said, we'll get on to the interior in a minute. So I'm walking back from the locomotive because it turns out the train has to go onto the platform where all the festivities are happening. So we'll get a proper look of the train when it gets there. So the train has now left that other platform to go and shunt to come in on the platform right in front of me for all the festivities that are going on. So it's annoying that I've got to move around a bit, but hey, I get to ride the new train, which is fun. And looks like it's going to be a fun show as well. But anyway, you probably won't hear me talk until we're actually getting on the physical train. I've walked up to the other end of the platform with an acquaintance, and here it comes. Goodie bag and leaflet acquired. Let's get on the train. So just for the record, this train is the 1637 service to Stourbridge Junction, but I'm only going to be getting it as far as the first stop it stops at, which is Bicester North. But that's all the Marylebone ramp out of the way. Hopefully I'll cut it down to something bearable in the edit. Let's get on. So the same normal door tone that you get on the other trains, proper walk-through carriage doors. It's very nice. You can see there is Chiltern maps in here. That's good. But if we actually go into the carriage, this is a great opportunity to do filming because I've got the carriage to myself. It's basically unchanged from when it was with TPE as far as I'm concerned, because I've been on a TPE 802 and it looks very similar to this in terms of the maquette. I mean, the maquette might be slightly different, but it's the same carpet and maquette, but it certainly feels nice. A lot of tables though, which would make Daniel happy, but yeah, there are a lot of tables on this train. Blimey. You do also have slide open toilet. And they got jammed in the doors there. And changing carriage because someone else got in that carriage. Here is the a diagram of the carriage. I don't know if these are from the TPE times and that's a sticker that's covering up the TPE logo. I think it might be, but yeah, that's all there. Oh, you have to press a button to get into these. Let's actually now have a look at the seats themselves, because as you can see, they are the same design that was used on the Hitachi trains, on the 397, and on the 197, I believe, as well. So a lot of the CAF intercities. The seats themselves, however, were okay. I know that they're a design that's not incredibly popular with a lot of people, but I personally didn't mind them too much. And yes, you realise that I am now doing narration. That is because right after I filmed those two clips, the train got incredibly busy, which is understandable because it's one of very, very few Chiltern trains a day that goes to Stourbridge Junction. But thankfully I can show off all the amenities that the seats have through images on Chiltern's website, which shows that the seats do have power sockets, tray tables with laptop extenders, and the trains do feature a large area for bicycles, which is rather nice. But yeah, for the rest of the journey I had to seek refuge in first class, which thankfully has been retained, and Chiltern allows you to pay £20 to upgrade on a standard class fare, which honestly ain't too bad. Anyway, to me in first class. So just left Marylebone. I've actually decided to go in first class because I was able to, and also because this is a very, very busy rush hour train to Stourbridge Junction. But yeah, first class, like I said, in standard class, exactly the same as it was with TPE, except the headrests say Chiltern Railways, and it's got the same features as standard class, so it's got USBs, power plug, and armrests, although they do have recline. I was actually in the reclined position, so that's a very, very nice bonus feature. And we just had the PA announcement saying welcome on board this new Explorer train, and there was a lot of feedback. I think it seems to be working normally now, but yeah, very loud. Okay, so I'm in the toilet. I've got to speak a little bit hush because there's people outside, because this is a very busy train, hence why I couldn't get a seat back in standard, because it was just full. So this is the toilet. It's very, very nice. Yeah, it's good, but seriously, this train is packed, but it's very nice either way. So, I've just been told by somebody that this first class symbol is actually incorporating the Chiltern Sea, which is rather cool. These trains do also have a lot more wheelchair and bicycle space than the older trains do. As you saw back at Marylebone when I was getting on the train, there was a green marker and a yellow marker. The green marker is for bikes and the yellow marker is for wheelchairs. And as you can see, even here in the first class carriage, there's a lot of space for wheelchairs. And of course, there are luggage racks as well, which is good because of the length of the journeys that these trains do. So that's very nice. So one little fun observation I've noticed here in the first class maquette is that if you look closely, it kind of resembles the TPE star symbol. So it still is quite funny in my head that even though of course these are now with Chiltern Railways, there's still a lot of TPE still on this. So as I said at Marylebone, I got a special bag of gifts from Chiltern, Explore More written on it, but what exactly is inside this bag of gifts? Let's find out. So inside the bag we had a Chiltern Railways pen, great, another TOC pen to add to the collection, some sweets inside a Mark 5A cardboard box, very nice. This leaflet was just given to me at the station. It shows the first class has arrived, upgrade for just £20, so I ended up paying that £20 premium either way, and the all aboard the new Explorer note there. You also have a coaster with the new train and Chiltern Railways on it, and a charger set with Chiltern Railways on it. So there you go, and of course there's the bag as well. Another thing interesting to mention about the first class on here is that it does have window blinds, though I'm not sure if standard class has them. I don't think so. But then again, I didn't have too much time to check out standard class. So we are now approaching Bicester North, the first stop on this service, and sadly the end of my journey here on this Chiltern Mark 5A set. I've absolutely loved it, but I'm going to wait until I get off the train to tell you all about it. And there's a luggage rack as well, for good measure. So, as we approach Bicester North, I have had a completely accidental run-in with an acquaintance of mine. It's Ben Manio!
Hello.
How you doing? Not too bad. What do you think of the new Mark 5A set? Well, I say new, it's kind of new.
New for Chiltern.
New for Chiltern.
I really like them, and I think compared to what these are replacing, these are huge upgrades, and they're just much better trains. First class is back, and well, they're going to increase capacity. 13 sets are going to be in service by December, and that will be an overall increase in capacity for Chiltern, which is so needed. As somebody who lives on the Chiltern Main Line, we need these new trains.
Well, very glad to hear it, and like I said, I really like these trains. It's a shame I haven't been able to see really all the features of them because of the time and busyness of it all, but yeah, I absolutely love them. But anyway,
You'll get a chance to go and stand the
of course I will. Anyway,
nice to bump into you.
Nice to bump into you too. Welcome to Bicester North. As I stand here at Bicester North, that was the new Chiltern Railways Mark 5A Explorer trains. And I've got to say, based on my albeit short and albeit slightly skewed review, because I wasn't able to get very much footage in standard class due to the train just being incredibly busy because it's one of very few trains that carries on to Stourbridge Junction, I really liked them. They seem like a fantastic upgrade over the Mark III silver sets that are currently operating the route, and as Danny said in the previous clip, they're going to bring a much bigger capacity onto the Chiltern main line, which is an incredibly good thing. I do hope one day I'll be able to do a proper look at standard class, though then again it did just look like the normal standard class you find on the IET trains and on the 397, which, considering they used to be with TPE, it's not that big a surprise either way, and I'm sure you can find plenty of footage of them with TPE where you can see standard class there. Anyway, rambling aside, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Big thanks to our supporters as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!